Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
It's time for the excitement of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams and the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Today's game is sponsored by
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
Now, let's send it out to the Butcher Athletic Center on the campus of Shepherd University and join our TV10 broadcast crew for the game. Not headed out to the Butcher Athletic Center at Shepherd just yet. Still a few minutes away from tip-off between Seton Hill and Shepherd. Colin McLaughlin here for TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. A delay in the tip-off start for this one, which was originally scheduled for 5 o'clock. Things getting pushed back with how early the women's basketball game concluded. It was a 83-66 win for Seton Hill in that women's matchup. Still waiting for the referees to arrive and then the 20 minutes to start. So what we're going to do now, as we caught up with the head coach of the Shepherd men's basketball team, Justin Namlick, yesterday on the Sports Mix, is play that interview for you and then take a 2-minute break. After that, on the other side of that break, we'll send it to the Butcher Center for our Parsons Ford pregame show with Nick Verzolini and Dylan Bishop. But here now is yesterday's interview with Justin Namlick.
We welcome you back to the Sports Mix. Nick Verzolini, Colin McLaughlin here on the show. We're now joined by the head coach of the Shepherd University men's basketball team, Justin Namlick. Coach Namlick, how are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me, guys.
Coach, your team off to a 3-2 start to the season. Just kind of, I guess, walk us through how you felt like the early part of the season has gone for you guys.
Yeah, we played a really tough, non-conference schedule, and so I think to go 3-2 is pretty solid. I really would have liked to have gone 4-1. I really wanted to beat Virginia Union at our place. They've had our number the last couple of years, but unfortunately we weren't able to beat them. But I think overall who we played, being 3-2, I'll definitely take it. I think we're definitely ready to start, PSAC play here. I think the team is coming around well. I think when you look at our group, we have some freshmen that we're counting on to give us some production. It's going to be some bumps in the road in that, some highs and lows, but they're making great progress. And our sophomore Steph Marcel is another guy who's we're trying to get a little bit more production from. So I think where they're at right now, I really like where they're at and the direction we're heading, and I think we're trending in the right direction. And so, really looking forward to. I guess I don't know if I'm really looking forward to it, but just how tough, PSAC play is. And, the schedule's kind of interesting now that we have, 6 games versus the West Division, which is just like a different animal of itself, as opposed to the East Division. So, get that kicked off at the start of this weekend and see where we're at.
In the 5 games that you guys have played so far, Coach Namalik, what are some things on the court that you've liked from your team, and what are some things that they still need to improve on here early on in the year before we get into tomorrow's PSAC play?
Yeah, I think we're playing great defensively. Like, our numbers, defensively, support that as well. I think, some of the things we're doing scheme-wise, some minor adjustments, this year compared to years past have been working great. The guys are executing it. Like, our issues have been offense. The 2 games we lost to St. Augs and Virginia Union, both teams played a lot of 2-3 zone in those games. And so the zone has kind of been our Achilles heel right now. But I think our problems on offense, it's like I said, just kind of getting, production from those younger guys. I think, too, with every group, just the chemistry of that group, I think we've had some bad turnovers. Many of our turnovers just haven't been, forced. I think that's just getting comfortable with each other. And then shot selection, I feel like we're not getting the best shot for our team all the time, and it's one of the things, like, you would look over, the last couple of years with Daniel McClain-Quilling, Phillip Jordan, these guys, they can make tough shots, but sometimes, they can fall into that trap of, taking those tough shots, and sometimes, you don't shoot a great percentage when you're always taking tough shots. So just trying to get us to play a little bit, making the easy play is something I stress a lot, and I don't know if we're quite doing that yet. So I think I'm still really optimistic about our group, because I think the offense is something we can definitely fix. Just like what I said, with the younger guys, get more production, just as a group, understanding like what we're trying to get before we, get that shot, like what's a good shot for us, and just being a little bit more sure with the basketball.
Coach, you mentioned having a lot of freshmen contributing early in the season. The guy that I think has stood out when you look at, I guess, the offensive numbers, Marcus Banks, averaging over 10 points per game so far on the season as a freshman. What does he bring to your team, and how big of a recruit was that, getting him out of high school?
Yeah, I mean, I was super excited. I mean, I really like all of our freshmen, and Marcus was definitely one of those guys I was super excited about. He has great vision as a point guard, and on top of that, he's a great defender. I think in years past, I might have had some point guards who were like really good defenders and maybe lacked a little offense, or guys that were really good distributors of the basketball but maybe lacked a little defense. I think, Marcus, his only weakness offensively is just like being more consistent with his shot. But he's definitely the point guard of the future for us. He's only going to get better. He's had some great games. He's had some games where, in the 2 of the games we lost, he has not played well at all. He's turned the ball over. Like, he's one of those guys is just kind of getting comfortable, and, the different defenses he's seen, has been an adjustment. I think against Bowie, he turned the ball over a couple of times, but they were trapping him and making it tough, and he probably never seen that before. So he's going to have to be a little bit more sure with the basketball, but definitely like him. And our other 2 freshmen I'm super ecstatic about, Brody Davis from Morgantown. He's knockdown shooter. He's currently injured, and he's been out for about a week. Hoping that he gets healthy here and get him back. But then also too, Michael Cooper has just been Michael Cooper played his best game on Sunday against Bowie State. Was really excited to see that. He played great defensively. He made some shots. He was with us last year, but he just had a number of injuries and just didn't get a whole lot of practice time at all. Just the number of injuries that he had. So I'm happy to see him healthy and out on the court. So I'm super ecstatic about all 3 of those guys and just like what their futures hold for Shepherd basketball.
Coach Namalik, as you said, getting into PSAC play. Before we get into the specifics of tomorrow's game as well as Saturday's game, I want to just look at the conference as a whole first off, because since being in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, program is yet to have a winning record in the PSAC. What does your team need to do to get over that hump and become competitive here in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference?
Yeah, I mean, it's been quite an adjustment. Like the 19-20 season was our first season, in the PSAC, and that's first time learning a bunch of things. And the next year, COVID hits and we don't have a season, and then the 21-22 season, we're still dealing with like all the COVID stuff. I mean, that year we had, Daniel McClain-Quilling only played, I think, 7-8 games. He missed a ton of time with an injury, and then just Phillip Jordan missed a ton of time with the injuries that year with his ankles, and then just like all the COVID protocols that we had that year, guys got dinged, and they got positive how long they had to sit out. So that 21-22 season was just such a disaster on so many levels. But last season, Well, it's just that one of those years, and is that how close we really were. I mean, we lost, on a last-second shot to Westchester both games, which has never happened in my career. It's never easy to lose on a last-second shot, let alone to the same team. Lock Haven here, last year we gave the game away in the last minute. And it was just frustrating. And that's not even counting, the game that we lost at Shippensburg. We played really tough. I mean, there's 4 games right there that we win 2 or 3 of those. Just where we move up in the standings. We finished with 17, 18 wins. So last year we were so close. I think this league is so tough. I mean, the coaching is phenomenal. They're going to know what you're going to do. It's just extremely tough. But I think just where our scheme is now, I think our scheme is in place what we need to do. I think we execute it. And, of course, whenever you have a season like last year, we were so close, there's definitely a heightened sense of awareness and urgency, in this year's group, and just how important every possession is. When you play a college basketball game, it's like how many possessions can be good possessions for us, both offensively and defensively, and limiting those possessions that aren't good, right? Because you never know which possession it's going to be that could be a factor in a game. So, I mean, we're really close. I think we're really close, to being one of the better teams in the league, I think right now. But, our roster is, we're pretty thin. When we lost Aiden Hughley for the year, when he tore his ACL this summer, that was a huge blow to us. We were really counting on Aiden this year. So, with one man down, I think if we had another major injury, that would be a major problem for us. So, I'm just trying to stay positive, trying to say my prayers every day to stay healthy. But I think we're ready to take that next step. I can sit here and say that, but to do it, it's easy to say it, but to do it is a whole other thing. But I think we're ready to do it.
Coach, you mentioned the injury to Aiden Hughley, and Aiden, obviously a big part of your team, showed a lot of promise from his freshman to sophomore year. How have you been able to, replace him, especially, or try to fill his role, especially with, the lack of size kind of on the roster and true post players? Even though he's only 6'6", he kind of played a bigger role for you down low.
Yeah, I mean, that's my biggest, when I look ahead to PSAC play, that's, and you look at the East specifically, you look at East Stroudsburg and Westchester, 2 of the, since we've been in the league now, 2 of the better teams in the league, 2 of the top teams, and they generally have more traditional, 2 bigger guys, without Aiden right now, there's a lot of times we've been playing smaller, playing more full guard lineups. We will play, recently we've been trying to play Steph and Carson a little bit more. But, we just don't have much depth in that. So, whenever you play small, we have to punish these teams on the offensive end. But also playing small gives us a little bit more dynamic, what we can do defensively. We're able to switch more, trapping the post a lot more this year, which has been effective. But it is a concern of mine, just knowing that, historically Westchester and East Stroudsburg have been good. They play 2 bigs, both, all our games last year against East Stroudsburg, we were in foul trouble, and that was when we had Steph, Aiden, and Carson. Now we're 1 man down. So that's going to be a huge challenge for us. But like I said, some of the things we've changed scheme-wise, playing smaller, trapping the post, I think those things can help us. But, it definitely makes our trying to become one of the better teams, it definitely makes that task a little bit harder.
All right, Coach Namalik, let's now look at the PSAC start of the schedule. Tomorrow you guys have Seton Hill. Saturday you have California of PA coming. Just give us quickly your notes on both of those matchups.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we're at home, and I'm hoping that, like I said, I talked about our offense. I'm hoping we make some shots and do a little good offensively. I'm apprehensive against Seton Hill because, like I said, 2 of our losses have come against teams that played 2-3 zone the majority of the game, and Seton Hill does that. They play 2-3 zone, makes and misses, and when you're going against that, it can get difficult. We're going to have to get out in transition when we can, try to get some easy baskets. We're going to have to get the ball to the high post, short corner. Although that I don't know if their 2-3 zone is as good as Virginia Union. So when we play Virginia Union, we're definitely ready for Seton Hill. And then Cal, Coach Stankham has done a great job since he's been there. They have a really talented group, about 6 or 7 guys, and the key is going to be stopping KJ McClurg. But I think our game plan is already what we need to do with KJ, and Cooper did a great job at Virginia Union playing against their top player. He did a great job against Bowie State playing their top player, and so having Cooper on him and maybe putting Philip Jordan on him will slow him down. And so, but even through the Cal PA game, I always tell my team, like, it's the back-to-back. We'll play 3 back-to-backs a year. We play a tip-off. We have this weekend, and then we have the other back-to-back when we go to the West here in a couple weeks. But on Saturday, no matter what happens on Friday, it's always about toughness. Both teams are going to be tired. It's just, just toughing it out on Saturday. It's so much about toughness and being the tougher team, and we're definitely going to have to do that when we play Cal on Saturday.
All right, Coach, thank you for the time, and good luck this weekend. We will be there, so we're looking forward to it as well.
All right, man. Thanks for having me, guys.
Good evening and welcome back to Shepherdstown for Shepherd Rams men's basketball action here on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. The Shepherd Rams taking on the Seton Hill Griffins. I'm Nick Verzolini. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop here on the countdown to tip-off, brought to you by Parsons Ford, located at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons. The Rams coming into this game, Dylan, at 3-2. It's been a solid start to the season, a 3-1 start for Seton Hill. So a big early season PSAC cross-division matchup between the Rams and the Griffins. Dylan, a lot returns to the Shepherd team from last season, so that brings some higher expectations for a Rams program that has struggled since entering the PSAC to get over 500.
Right, yeah, you bring back pretty much the entire team from last year other than John Preston, who was a big part of last year's team, one of the core 3 guys, but you bring back the other 2 in Daniel McLean-Corley and Philip Jordan, and you're asking a little more out of guys like Carson Poffenberger and Stephen Marcel. And then you get in some freshmen who have contributed. Michael Cooper, who was on the team last year but didn't get much playing time with injuries. And then a true freshman in Marcus Banks, who has made an impact so far this year, scoring over 10 points a game. So I think there's reason to believe that this team can at the very least do what last year's team did. You find some guys to step up and take over the role in the production that John Preston had, whether it's getting more out of Philip Jordan and Daniel McLean-Corley and Carson Poffenberger, or if it's those new guys, if it's Marcus Banks and Michael Cooper. I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what this version of this team looks like. We saw a couple games with John Preston out of the lineup last year, so it could look similar to something like that. But I think this team is probably going to go as far as DC takes them. Daniel McLean-Corley is going to be the leading scorer of this team. He has been so far this year, 15.8 points a game. His shooting percentages have not been great so far this year, so the shot selection might be something to look for. But I think you have hope that, bringing him in, having another year under his belt. He's a senior now, and he's been a contributor since he's been a freshman in that 2019-2020 season, when you still had guys like Thomas Lang running around and shooting the ball. But now, McLean-Corley has stepped up as the senior leader of this team, him and Philip Jordan, another guy that's been contributing since that 2019-2020 season as a freshman. Those are your seniors now. And they have to step up into this leadership role, and we'll see who can step up around them to help them out.
McLean-Corley is certainly capable of heating up at any moment. You talk about the field goal percentages maybe not being the best. Kind of reminds me of when he was struggling a little bit in a few games and then went for 32 against East Strasburg a year ago. So he is a player that can get hot in a hurry and certainly has the ability to score. And with the additions of both Cooper and Banks to that backcourt, as well as the young Brody Davis, who they're hoping to get back from injury here soon, Shepherd has a nice young core to build around their veterans that returned from last year. The big thing that we didn't address so far is the injury to Aiden Hewley. He is going to miss the entire season with a torn ACL. That was a guy that made a lot of progress from his freshman to sophomore year. Shepherd was looking for him to be a big post presence. Tonight it may not be as big of a problem. I mean, there are some 6'9" guys or so that could cause some issues for Shepherd on that end of the floor, but nobody that's going to be a huge post presence. And not having Hewley will still be felt, but they haven't really had it be super impactful so far. You can have a guy like Marcel and Poffenberger match up a little bit better, but Aiden Hewley's presence, it will be felt as Shepherd tries to match up with some of the bigger teams across the PSAC.
Yeah, that's a tough loss. You were hoping that perhaps Hewley could have a similar development track to a guy like Kyle Daggett that you had during those 2020, 2021, 22 seasons, where he started off as just a low post guy, started to develop a little bit of an outside shot where, Hewley was taking, at least 1-3 a game, and he was hitting them at least enough of a pace to where you weren't upset that he was taking the shot. And you were hoping maybe you could see that development keep going. That's something that, Justin Namalik gets some criticism for the team not developing past that sort of 500 level. But you watch his players from year to year, or even the beginning of the year to end of the year, and you can see the development on a personal level. Sometimes just the recruiting is just not there to get that team over the hump in the PSAC. At least it hasn't been so far. And, Shepherd's going to have a tough time recruiting against those other teams in the PSAC. That's just the way that it's going to be. But you were hoping to get that kind of development out of Aiden Hewley, and it's really tough that he had that torn ACL and he's going to be out for the year. But we'll see what guys like Poffenberger and Stefan Marcel can develop into as they take bigger roles this year.
All right, Dylan, since I'm not certain exactly how much time we have left,
because the scoreboard stopped with the countdown to tip-off at 4:56. I'm not sure what that's about, but go ahead.
Yeah, let's get your keys to the game now, just to make sure that we get them in. The key to your next car is at the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. Dylan, starting with Seton Hill, what do you think they need to do here tonight against Shepherd, and what can Shepherd do, you think, to pull away and get a win?
I think if you're Seton Hill, that you're going to want to try to shut down McLean Corley, because I think you need the Rams to prove that some other guys on this team can score enough points to keep up with the rest of the PSAC, including you. And I think that's going to be their key. And on the Rams side of things, it's going to be the outside shot. Seton Hill is going to play a lot of zone against them. They're going to force you to try to shoot them out of that zone, and that's not something that Shepherd's really been able to do a lot of in the last couple of years. John Preston was your best three-point shooter. He's no longer here. The numbers from three-point range so far this year are not good. 29% from three-point range so far through 5 games on the season. They're going to have to knock down those three-point shots to be able to keep up with a lot of teams in the PSAC this year, and Seton Hill may be included in that.
Seton Hill again coming in at 3-1. Shepherd 3-2, coming off of the 60-54 win over Bowie State. Let's go ahead and take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we will hopefully be getting ready for tip-off. Maybe bring you some starting lineups and get ready to roll with this one. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back and forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, No dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome you back here to the Butcher Center in Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop, as we continue to await the officials.
That's at least what we're speculating. I saw two of the three out on the court earlier, but there are three, and I didn't see three earlier. So maybe there's a third ref stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Definitely that's what I would presume, at least, with it being, 5:36. They wanted to start at 5:30.
It was originally supposed to start, at 5 or, 20-ish minutes after the girls' game ended.
Right. So, and the fact that the clock is at 4:56, and also neither team is really doing anything in terms of, we have two refs coming out now, it looks like, but neither team is really doing anything in terms of real warm-ups, just a lot of shooting and staying loose. They could roll with just two officials, but I guess they could know what the rule is for the PSAC. It's also possible that maybe they didn't have two officials and only had maybe one, but it looks like they're going to just roll with the two, I suppose, and get this thing going. So let's go ahead and look at starting lineups here tonight, and then we will get you set here for tip-off, as no national anthem. That is played before the women's game, and therefore there's no reason for them to play it before both games.
Yep.
So
play it at the beginning of the doubleheader.
Yep. So let's take a look here at our starting lineups, which are brought to you by the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, or call 304-263-4343. And it doesn't appear that as of right now we actually have those lineups submitted. So
I'm sure that'll be happening soon.
Right. But going to be about 3 minutes until tip here, Dylan. I guess just any thoughts you have so far that you didn't get into. We didn't really talk too much about Seton Hill, which I suppose we could jump into a little bit more about them. Ryan Meese has been their leading scorer at 22 points per game. Caleb Whitaker second on the team here at 8.5. Jimmy Moon and Demetrius Scalaventis leading the team with 5 rebounds per game. Scalaventis also leads the team in assists at 3. James Rice leads the team in steals at 1.8. And this is the first, again, PSAC game of the year. PSAC tipping off here tonight. And Shepherd coming in at 3-2. Seton Hill 3-1. And I think a lot to be excited about this Rams team.
There is.
But this is a good early test, I think.
Yeah, the PSAC West is always the tough side of the conference in more sports than one, but basketball especially with IUP being one of the best teams in the country on a consistent basis. But Seton Hill has seen a lot of tough competition over the years, so they have themselves a chance, that they being Shepherd, to get out to a nice early start, a positive momentum in PSAC play, as they'll get Seton Hill today, Cal tomorrow. Those are two tough teams on that west side of the conference that can be a nice starting point for you, in terms of building what you're going to be able to do as a team this season.
So let's get you those starting lineups again, presented to you by the Murius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, or call 304-263-4343. Starting for the visitors in Seton Hill at guard, a 6'2" sophomore. I'm sorry, a 6'5" grad student, number 2, Drew Green. A freshman guard joining him in the backcourt, 6'3", number 4, Demetrius Scalaventis. At forward, a grad student, number 5, Jimmy Moon. At forward, a senior, number 10, Caleb Whitaker. And at guard, a senior, number 22, Ryan Mees. For the Shepherd Rams, starting at guard, a senior, number 1, Philip Jordan. Joining him in the backcourt at guard, number 3, Michael Cooper. Another guard, number 4, the senior, Daniel McLean Corley. At forward, the 6'9" sophomore from Washington, D.C., number 11, Stephon Marcel. And rounding out the lineup at forward is the junior from Morgantown, 6'8", number 33, Carson Hoffenberger. So the Rams going with that bigger lineup. Also, they're going Cooper in the lineup, bringing Banks off the bench. Banks is giving you a little bit more scoring. Cooper was with the team last year but was injured, so he's a freshman this season. But both those guys have shown some flashes, and Cooper coming off his best game of the year.
Yeah, they have. I think that they're both guys that bring some pretty interesting stuff to the lineup. So I hopefully you'll get the production out of them, and some added production out of the other guys to replace the pieces that you've lost in John Preston and Aiden Hewley, and then you can improve upon that as well, not just equal what you did last year, but build upon it.
Our opening tip-off here is brought to you by the Skinner Law Firm. Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Marcel is in the circle, as well as Jimmy Moon. And we are just about set for tip-off here between the Rams and the Griffins on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. And the tip is won by Seton Hill, as they'll have the ball here first. It is Scalaventis bringing it up the court. His shot banked off the glass and no good. Rebounded by Poffenberger.
We do have 3 officials out there, by the way, and we didn't see the third come in until very late.
Clean Corley over to Philip Jordan. And the Rams try to set up their offense here for their first possession. And as we didn't actually get a chance to mention this, but as Coach Namlik mentioned in his interview, 3-2 zone the look for Seton Hill for the majority of the time on defense. McLean Corley tries a long triple. It's good! Daniel McLean Corley from way outside knocks down the 3. It's 3-0 Rams.
If he can be an efficient scorer, this Rams team can go a pretty long way.
Scalaventis trying to go to work, working it around the perimeter are the Griffins. Drive into the lane, no good. Tipped around and rebounded by Philip Jordan. Going up on that shot was Whitaker. Jordan into the lane, out to McLean Corley, tipped, and it will stay with the Rams.
We'll see a lot of zone, more than likely, from the Rams as well. So this could be a slow-paced game in the end. Not a lot of possessions, a lot of shot clocks winding down. A lot of those 30-second shot clocks used up close to their end. And that's the kind of game that the Rams want to play.
Usually works to their favor. Here's Marcel trying to post up and go to work, and Marcel's shot is short. And heads out of bounds off of Poffenberger. It will be Griffins basketball. So 3-0 Shepherd on top, 18:39 to go in this first half of play between the Rams and the Griffins.
The Rams are going man-to-man right now. Let's see if it sticks that way.
3-pointer from Mees is good, and we are tied at 3.
And that's the exact kind of play that if it keeps up, you will see Coach Namlik go to his own.
So Rams trying to work it against the defense. Scalaventis gets a tip, and it heads out of bounds. It'll remain Shepherd possession with 17 on the shot clock. 18:07 to go in this first half of play between the Rams and the Griffins. And Shepherd will inbound the basketball in the newly designed Butcher Center court with the new Shepherd Rams logo, replacing the old SU logo, which you can still see around the arena.
It's a nice redesign. I like it.
Yeah, I like it as well. Into the high post, McLean Corley. Here's the three-pointer from Cooper, and it's no good. Rebounded by Marcel down low. Pump fake, goes up strong with the left hand, and his shot won't fall.
Got to hit that.
Jimmy Moon grabs the rebound for the Griffins. Knees at the top of the key. Swings it over to Green. Knees back to Green. Head fake, drive into the lane. Nice bounce pass. Shot is good underneath for Moon. And it's 5-3. I'm sorry, Whitaker that time. Jordan now over to Cooper. High post, McLean Corley back out Poffenberger. Jordan. McLean Corley's jumper from the elbow, good. DMC with 5 points. All 5 for the Rams, and we're tied at 5 here with just under 17 minutes to go in this first half.
This is some really quick perimeter defenders for Seton Hill with that zone.
Whitaker with the basketball. McLean Corley trying to fight down low against the bigger Whitaker, and he out-muscles him, but he's called for the travel. Good defense from McLean Corley.
That's a good job by DC right there.
Yeah,
fighting down low.
McLean Corley, he's one of the bigger guards on this team, standing at 6'5", and you see him working that high post over Poffenberger. They now go to Poffenberger in the high post and bring McLean Corley outside. Something Shepherd can do, and there's a three-pointer from McLean Corley off the back of the rim, no good. Griffins pushing back the other way. Good pass inside. Marcel, tough defense, but Gillespie gets the basket to go, and it's now 7-5. Griffins on top. Jordan over to Cooper. Rams trying to find the holes in this tough Seton Hill defense. Under 16 minutes to go, just 7-5 our score. Down low to Cooper, short corner. He has it poked away. McLean Corley shot, in and out, no good. Poffenberger there for the rebound and the finish. Tied at 7, 15:40 to go in the first half.
That's what they need Poffenberger to do. He's one of the tallest guys on this team.
Not really what he's known for, but you'll take it if you can get the second chance points from the stretch four. Marcel into the post. Marcel shot no good.
And Marcel doesn't have the touch around the rim right now.
Brewer grabbing the rebound. Good move here from Scalaventis. And then the freshman from Greece gets the basket to go. Went to high school in New York. Cooper's three-pointer is good from the corner. Michael Cooper from way downtown, and it's 10-9 Rams.
That's where you need to get the ball against this 3-2 zone. You're going to have to hit those shots. They're going to give them to you with their zone.
Scalaventis, three is good. He answers with a triple of his own. Gives the Griffins the lead back here at 12-10 with 14:32 to go in this first half.
He's got himself 5 points to match McLean Corley.
Team's waiting for that first media timeout. Philip Jordan drives into the lane. Good bounce pass underneath, but it's blocked. Ooh. Curtis with the block. And here's Scalaventis into the lane. Kick out. Brewer tries the long triple. It's bricked. Jordan a good rebound. Poffenberger now with it. Move him back inside. Rams break down the zone. Good pass underneath to Marcel. He can't handle it. And the Griffins coming back the other way. Good high-low action there, Dylan, but it didn't work out for him.
Yeah, Marcel just needs to hit those shots. He's getting good looks.
Scalaventus to Brewer. 12-10. Seton Hill on top. That one knocked away by Michael Cooper. Good play.
The defense of the Rams doing pretty well for themselves so far. Seton Hill making good shots, though.
Jordan in the lane. It's tipped away by Seton Hill. They're now running in transition without the numbers and draw a foul on Cooper. James Rice will head to the line when we come back, as with 13-12 to go in the first half, we hit our first media timeout. It is Seton Hill 12, Shepherd 10. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redmond, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Awesome. We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center. It is Seton Hill 12, Shepherd 10 with 13-12 to go in this first half. Mick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here. Happy to have you with us. Josh Reston, our cameraman this evening, and Colin McLaughlin back in the studio. Both guys doing a great job for us. We're in the broadcast. Dylan, kind of a slow offensive game like we predicted with how Shepherd likes to play. They take a long time on their possessions. The zone defense as well usually slows the game down. And Seton Hill very much a similar style to Shepherd, it appears, at least so far on the offensive end for them.
Yeah, Shepherd's not a team full of guys that can just take the ball and go at the rim. And even if they were, you got guys like McLean Corley and Philip Jordan that can do some of that, but even if they were, the 3-2 zone doesn't really, it doesn't really lend to that style of play. You have to pass the ball around and pick your spots and find the open points of the floor. It's usually the high post, the short corner, mid-range of the baseline, somewhere in that middle to get some open shots. So it takes a while sometimes. You got to pass it around for maybe 15, 20 seconds.
James Rice from Landover, Maryland, knocks down the free throw. It is 13-10. Seton Hill on top. Second one is good as well for Rice, and now he'll check out. Checking in is Drew Green. 14-10. Seton Hill on top of Shepherd with 13 minutes to go in this first half. Rams get double teamed. There's a little bit of pressure coming from the Seton Hill defense here.
And we've seen Shepherd's gone to their bench with Gerard Robinson and Marcus Banks out on the floor.
Poffenbarger bowling his way in, and shot is no good. Good defense again from Seton Hill. They've made it tough on the Rams when they've gotten the ball where you want to get it against the zone, inside, into those short corners and high posts, but Seton Hill has defended well even when the ball's got in there. Here's Green off the bounce. Kick it out to Gillespie. Gillespie's drive to the lane is up and good. 16-10.
They were giving Gillespie the three-point shot, but sometimes that can give you a little too much space to get some momentum driving to the basket, and that's what happened that time.
So here's Banks. We'll see him for the first time here tonight, the talented freshman. Rams trying to work it around the perimeter. Kick it out to McLean Corley. 10 on the shot clock. Nothing really going here for the Rams. Robinson high post. Back out to Banks. Head fake. Kick it out. Jordan 3 from the corner is good. Philip Jordan with the three-pointer. 16-13. That's Jordan's first 3 points of the night. And the Rams are back in it now at a three-point game. Under 12 to go in this first half.
Shepherd's done a good job of finding the open looks, and they're making enough of them so far.
Good defense underneath, but an even better offense there. The grad student going up against a freshman in Green on Banks. Tough matchup.
It's grown man strength. 5 years of college versus none.
at least 5 years with COVID. Who knows?
True. Yeah.
Poffenberger down low, throwing a ton of fakes out there, and somehow gets that one to go for the junior now, Carson Poffenberger. Here's Green with a wide open three. He misses it, though. Jordan grabs the board. Rams will look to push. McLean Corley, a long triple. No good. Rebounded by Mize. Rams trying to lock up him, their leading scorer for Seton Hill this season, coming in, averaging over 22 points per game. And that pass knocked away and out of bounds. It will stay with the Griffins. Subs running on for both teams. And we should have the under-12 media timeout, and we do. It's 18-15. Seton Hill on top of Shepherd. 10:37 to go in this first half. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's, moving lives forward.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
Shepherd trails Seton Hill here in this first half, 18-15 with 10:37 to go in the first half of play. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us for Shepherd Rams men's basketball. Dylan will have another game tomorrow between Shepherd and Cal, both men's and women's, as we will have about 12 Shepherd men's and women's basketball broadcasts this year. So throwing that in with high school and girls basketball, it's going to be an exciting and fun winter for us.
I think it will be, yeah. We'll definitely be keeping ourselves busy. We got all the EPAC play that we'll have for 40 games of EPAC action over the next few months. And get ourselves a dozen
on the boys'
Shepherd
side,
games.
I think.
Yeah.
It's over, I think, 50 total once we get into the playoffs and all that stuff. So.
Yep.
Plus, who knows, maybe we'll add some here and there or maybe change some around depending on snow and everything like that.
Yeah, you never
could
know.
Mess some things up, but about that much. So a lot of basketball coming your way. Here we go off the inbound. Nice spin move from Mees. Layup is no good, but they're going to call a foul there at the rim as trying to argue that he was up and not fouling there was Banks.
I think that's a fine call there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good drive to the rim. It looked like Mize, possibly was able to draw some contact, and the free throw is up and good. Extend the lead out to 4 now for Seton Hill. 10:33 to go in this first half of play. Shepherd down 4. Second free throw is up and good as well. It's now a 5-point lead for the Griffins. Jordan calling out things to his teammates, and Rams trying to run some offense. Looks like 2 freshmen on the floor to go along with Phillip Jordan, the senior. So he's trying to be a leader out there. Robinson attacks off the dribble, kicks it back out to Banks. Banks drives in, kicks it out. Cooper's 3 is good. Michael Cooper, the second time here tonight with a triple, and it's 2018. So Cooper really showing some good things in these last 2 games, Dylan, on the offensive side.
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, they're going to have to knock down those shots, because if you get into the middle of that zone and kick it back out, you can find those open looks.
Pass underneath to Moon. Moon goes to work and gets the layup to go. 22-18.
He's by far the biggest guy on the court. It's tough for Shepherd to try to defend him.
9.5 minutes to go in this first half. Jordan up top into the high post to Banks. Banks head fakes, goes into the lane, pulls up and knocks down the mid-range. Marcus Banks.
His first 2 points up on the board.
Yeah, good-looking jumper there from the freshman. Here's another freshman. Nice bounce pass underneath to Green. And with the reverse layup, it's good, 24-20.
It's kind of got lost there on that one.
Under 9 minutes to play in this first half. It is Seton Hill leading by 4. Phillip Jordan up top, drives into the lane, gets double teamed. And that one called a kicked ball against Seton Hill. 8:46 to go in this first half of play. It's a 4-point lead for Seton Hill. Rams will bring McLean Corley back in here, give Jordan a quick rest, as these are the important minutes that Shepherd always has to play but doesn't necessarily love to play with both either McLean Corley or Phillip Jordan on the bench.
Yeah, I think it's smart of Coach Namlock to have one of those two out on the court at all times, for sure.
They'd like to have them both out there at all times, but you also want to keep them fresh. And as long as they stay out of foul trouble, though, those are guys that can play, those 38 to even 40 minutes if you need them to.
Yeah, so far, PJ's been playing 36.4 minutes a game in the first 5 games, and DC's been playing 35. So they don't see a whole lot of time off the court. So that makes it easier to make sure you always have a lineup with one of the two out there.
Into the high post to McLean Corley. His shot is off the mark. Rebounded by the Griffins. Hauled in by Whitaker. Whitaker looking to go to work on the offensive end. And a foul going to go against Shepherd on the floor. It's going to go on Marcus Banks away from the ball.
Both teams are playing a pretty clean half so far. That's only, I believe, the fourth foul of the game, as they flashed up on the scoreboard. 2 team fouls for both Seton Hill and Shepherd.
2 for Marcus Banks, though, so he's going to have to come out. That means Jordan, with a quick rest, he'll come back in.
Yeah, that might end up meaning that PJ sees closer to 38 versus that usual 36 here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You've seen good stuff from Cooper and Banks, and they can provide that guard depth. But if one of them gets into foul trouble, then it stops that a little bit. But Jordan's certainly capable of playing the big minutes. And the pass there, turnover from the senior going down the court is Rice. He misses the layup, though, and the Rams end up coming away with it.
PJ blew the pass, and then Seton Hill blows the layup on the way back. Wow.
So that 3-2 zone again staying here from Seton Hill. Robinson outside. Rams trying to work it around the perimeter. Jordan again losing control of the basketball and turning it over.
A little out of control there.
Under 8 immediate timeout, and we will take a 30-second break as our score, Seton Hill 24, Shepherd 20. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the Committee to Re-elect Craig Blair.
Our first half is presented to you on TV 10 by the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson. Proudly serving our area since 1880, as well as CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward. Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer, located at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or online at Orsinis.com. And Craig Blair for State Senate, the Eastern Panhandle's first and only Senate President and Lieutenant Governor, a fiscal and social conservative who's making West Virginia great again by cutting taxes and creating jobs. Let's re-elect Craig Blair in 2024. Shepherd Shepherd trails 24-20 here to Seton Hill.
I think both sides are pretty happy with how they've played so far. Obviously, if you're Shepherd, you're not happy that you're trailing, but I think that they're doing a pretty good job of finding the holes in the zone and taking good shots out of it, and they've made a good bit of them. they're shooting the ball well from downtown so far, especially Michael Cooper. And I think if it continues, you just get some more stops on the other side of the court, which, you're bound to get here and there, just shooting variance, then I think this game should stay competitive.
Seton Hill back in possession of the basketball out of the media timeout. 7:27 to go in this first half. Kissing off the glass there are the Griffins. An offensive rebound. Low post play underneath. Another offensive rebound.
I think it's been a pretty rough half for Stephen Marcel so far. He mistimed his jump going up for that ball. I think he tried to make a block when he didn't have the chance to and missed the chance at the defensive rebound.
Curtis and Whitaker just having their way in the post, but Whitaker called for the travel. McLean Corley, that's the second time I believe Whitaker's been called for a travel when McLean Corley has been guarding him. So forcing the turnover there, the Rams get it back. Still only down by 4 at 24-20. The zone defense has slowed down the pace so far. Jordan off the bounce, down low to Marcel. He's trying to go to work in the low post. Splits the double team and lays it up with the left hand. That's the ability that we know Stephon Marcel has, but has yet to show here tonight. And great shot there from the sophomore.
If he can get on track for the rest of the game, then that inside scoring helps out a lot. He's already missed 2 or 3 shots right around the rim that would have Shepherd on top.
Scalaventis with a bounce pass over to the corner for Rice. That shot's no good. Jordan grabs the rebound. One thing we consistently see from Jordan is his ability to rebound from the point guard position. Nice bounce pass underneath to Cooper. Kick it out to Poppenberger, but he's out of bounds trying to steal it. Was Rice. Couldn't get the feet in. Jerry Rice would have got the feet in, though. 24-22.
The GOAT, right? Maybe the second GOAT. I'm more of a Randy Moss guy.
You're a Randy Moss guy?
I am.
No Megatron love? Didn't play long enough?
He was great too, but yeah.
I feel like Rice's longevity gives it to him, just for me. How many receivers you see 20 years in still getting 1,000 yards?
That's fair. Randy Moss I think had the highest peak.
Yeah.
But Rice did it for longer.
And he went to Marshall, so he's good on my end.
That's true. West Virginia guy.
Yeah, it's true. He's also from the state, yeah.
Ran to West Virginia.
But he lost to Martinsburg in the state championship in basketball. Can you believe that?
That's why I didn't go to the NBA. He went to the NFL.
Jason Williams was on that team.
Man. What a squad.
What a squad. 24-22. Our score here as we return to the action. Philip Jordan with the basketball. Over to McLean Corley. High post, McLean Corley, and he knocks it down. And we're tied at 24. Felt like at one point Seton Hill had a chance to pull away, but the Rams are right back in it. Here's a spin move in the lane and a foul called against Shepherd. I think it's going to go against Poffenberger. Going up strong there was Gillespie. I mean, again, not a lot of guys that are super tall, but a lot of guys with some good strength down low, 215, 235, 240. When that's coming at you at 6'8", 6'6", 6'7", I mean, it's tough to defend.
Yeah, Poffenberger and Namlik seemed like they might, or at least Poffenberger seemed like they didn't love that call. Namlik might have been saying something else to the official, but
you won't repeat it?
Well, no, I'm just saying he might have been
I got you.
Referring to something else other than that foul that just happened. But they had some sort of conversation.
25-24 is our score. Now 26-24 with 5:41 to go in this first half. As Gillespie knocks down the free throws from Crown Point, Indiana. So, I mean, really, Seton Hill has just gone out and gotten some guys that you don't typically see that in D2, guys from a lot of different areas. Typically it's local guys. McLean Corley is feeling it tonight from way downtown. And the Rams are in the lead at 27-26 off the DC three.
It feels like if they can find him some more looks, that this might be one of those nights for McLean Corley like we saw against East Stroudsburg here in the Butcher Center last year.
Jordan off the Marcel screen. Rams trying to push it, keep him out of that zone. Jordan, three-pointer on the way. It's good. Nothing but net for Phillip Jordan, and the Rams are up 30-26 with 4:52 to go in this first half. We'll take another 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. The Rams are up by 4. Back to the Butcher Center. Under 5 minutes to go in this first half between Shepherd and Seton Hill. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop, happy to have you with us here for Shepherd Rams men's basketball. Again, we're back on the air tomorrow for more Rams hoops. The women's game tipping off at 1 p.m. And the men's game will follow around 3:30-ish. But we got a lot of basketball left here for you tonight. Here's Brewers 3. It's no good, and a foul called. Kind of a late call there, but I think it's not on the shot, so that makes sense why we got the later call.
Ah, okay. Loose ball foul.
Stephon Marcel called for one away from the ball.
It's up to 5 fouls now on the half for Shepherd. So 2 more and we'll get the 1-and-1. Only one team foul on Seton Hill.
He's trying to attack it. He's been relatively quiet so far. Shepherd's done a good job defensively. Drive into the lane. Good defense again from McLean Corley.
And Green just lost the ball.
I mean, his length, he makes it tough on you with that length that McLean Corley does provide, and a very versatile player. Can do a lot of different things on both ends of the floor for Shepherd. We see it on offense. Can work outside, can work inside. And defensively, he's a tough matchup.
He's 6'5". I wouldn't doubt if his wingspan is closer to about 6'8". He's got long arms.
McLean Corley, step back move.
Nice pass.
Somehow it worked out to Cooper, and Cooper again. He's been feeling it for the freshman.
3 for 3 from downtown.
Shepherd up by 7 now at 33-26. Brewer works off the screen for Seton Hill. Poffenberger guarding defensively. And there's a takeaway for the freshman where he gets the grad student in Drew Green. McLean Corley trying to work with the numbers, kick it back out to Jordan, and PJ will set it up. High post, Poffenberger. Drives in with the left hand off the glass and in. Carson Poffenberger doing a nice job on the offensive end. Shepherd 35, Seton Hill 26. A nice run here, Dylan, for Shepherd to end this first half, possibly.
Yeah, Shepherd's had the consistent defense all half, and now the offense is starting to wake up a little more than we saw early on in this half.
And he's off the bounce, kicks it into the corner. Defense still tough, forces the turnover, and the Rams will get it back.
Yep, good call on that side there. Mice never established himself enough back in bounds before we caught that ball again.
And we'll see a timeout here. 35-26 our score. Shepherd on top. The Rams starting to build a little bit of a lead. We'll take a 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center in Shepherdstown, West Virginia, here on the campus of Shepherd University. The Rams on top of the Seton Hill Griffins. 35-26, just under 3 minutes to play here in this first half between Shepherd and Seton Hill. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop. Dylan, overall, I mean, you said it just a few moments ago, Shepherd's defense has been there all night. They're starting to find the baskets on offense, and I mean, really they were getting pretty good looks, it felt like. Just couldn't really get them to fall early in the game, and now they're falling, and the Rams have got a nice 9-point lead. It's an important 3 minutes here to go before halftime. See if you can increase that lead and really put yourself in a good position heading into the half.
Yeah, you had early on Marcel kind of missing a couple bunnies near the rim, but it's been Michael Cooper hitting 3 threes, all in that right corner. Poffenberger's had himself a nice half of 6 points, and then DC's got himself 10, and PJ's got 6 points as well.
Good balance. As there's a turnover, though, and a little bit of a different look from the Griffins as they went to the half-court trap. Here's a 3 from Moon from the top of the key, and it rattles home. 35-29 our score, 2:35 to go in this first half. Rams in possession.
Looks maybe like more 1-3-1 now.
Yeah, or maybe just some more aggression. Poffenberger, though, finds the hole in the D. Can't make the shot. Somehow Jordan gets that rebound. Tries to kick it out, and it's a turnover. Brewer in transition. Going up against McLean. Corley finishes the layup with the left hand. 35-31. Seton Hill back in the game all of a sudden with a 5-0 run.
Just like that, things can change. Basketball's a game of runs.
Yep, that's the beauty of it. Jordan over to Poffenberger. Another turnover. Shepherd looking sloppy all of a sudden on the offensive end. Poffenberger. Oh, man. Marcel picks up a bad foul. There's Curtis just pretty much ran through Poffenberger, and he was out of position defensively. Marcel tried to make a recovery. He ends up picking up the foul, and Kedrick Curtis also finishing. That's a freshman.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Curtis wasn't called for a charge against Poffenberger there. So that's a rough sequence for the Rams.
It did look like he was a little bit out of control.
Yeah, it seemed like he might have already been a little off balance.
But Poffenberger not called for a foul, but Marcel is. That's only his second with 1:47 to go before halftime. Free throw is no good, and the Rams will push quickly. McLean Corley off a screen over to Jordan. Now the Rams will be forced to slow it back down. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Shepherd by 2 at 35-33.
It is still this 3-2 zone. You're right. You were right about that, Nick.
Yeah, I don't anticipate them coming out of it. Here's Robinson for 3. They nailed the triple again from downtown. The Rams have been able to shoot over top of the zone, and that's helped. Moon to answer with a 3 of his own, and it's good. Back to a 2-point game here, 38-36, 1:09 to play in the first half.
8 points for Jimmy Moon. He's leading the way so far for the Griffins.
Robinson over to Jordan. Yeah, I mean, every once in a while we might see a half-court trap, but I think they're pretty much a committed 3-2 zone team from what Coach Namlik was saying. Here's Cooper off the bounce, and foul called against Curtis.
The good news for Seton Hill is that's only their second foul of the half, so they could get real reckless here in this last minute of this half and still potentially not put the Rams in the bonus. Meanwhile, one more foul for the Rams, and it's 1-1 on the other end.
Yeah, but only 44 seconds to go before that would reset, so not a huge foul game overall between both teams. 38-36 our score. Jordan trying to find a lane to the basket. Step back, jumper is good. Philip Jordan with a tough contested J over the outstretched Moon. And it's Shepherd 40, Seton Hill 36. Shot clock is off here, just 15 seconds to go in this first half.
Can make a big difference for the Rams if the leap that Phillip Jordan's taken for his senior year is making tough shots like that.
Nice. Guarded by Cooper. Good D from the Rams. McLean Corley, I think, got a piece of it before halftime. Shepherd heads into the half of a 4-point lead at 40-36. Dylan, we will take a 2-minute break, and then we'll get some thoughts on that first half and get the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Finally, West Virginia is moving in the right direction. As your West Virginia Senate President, Craig Blair has passed the most conservative legislative agenda in the nation. He has fought for our values like banning elective abortions, protecting our Second Amendment rights, and prevented boys from playing in girls' sports. Senator Craig Blair championed the largest tax cut in the history of our state. Craig Blair, a strong conservative leader. Promises made, promises kept. This election, vote for Republican Craig Blair for State Senate. Paid for by the committee to re-elect Craig Blair.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
We're looking back here to the Butcher Center. Shepherd 40, Seton Hill 36. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here with you at the half as we welcome you in to the Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. The Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg. It's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Dylan, what were your biggest takeaways here from that first half between Shepherd and Seton Hill?
I think Shepherd's found the game plan that they should have. They're finding the spots in that 3-2 zone that they should be finding. And so far, for the first half, they're knocking those shots down. Now, will they continue for the entire game? I don't know. Some of those shots are wide open ones, like the ones that Michael Cooper's been getting in the corner. Some of those are tougher shots that, Phillip Jordan and Daniel McLean Corley have been hitting. But we know that those two in particular are the guys that can consistently score the ball on this team. So you think maybe that can keep up. So, and on the other end, I think Shepherd's done a really good job defensively, just staying disciplined and making sure that Seton Hill doesn't get a lot of easy three-point shots up. And so far, it's working out. The way the Shepherd plays, it's a slower pace. So a lot of times you won't see Shepherd get out to big leads like this unless they're shooting the ball incredibly well or the other team is shooting the ball incredibly poorly. So in that way, a 4-point lead at the half I think is very positive for Shepherd. I think they played really well.
We'll now get into some first half stats brought to you by the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, Promote, Protect, offering public clinical environmental services at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. We'll start the Rams. Phillip Jordan with 8 points here for Shepherd at the half. 4 assists, 4 turnovers for Jordan as well. Cooper with 6. McLean Corley with 13. He's led the way for Shepherd at halftime. Marcel with 2. Poffenberger with 6. Banks with 2. And Robinson with 3. 4 rebounds for Jordan to lead the way. Marcel with 3 rebounds, as well as Robinson, some of the other leaders. On the Seton Hill side of things, it has been pretty balanced scoring. Their leader has been Moon with 8 points. Mees, who came in as the leader on the season, has just 5 points. Gillespie with 6. Everybody else with 2 or 3, and 4 from Green. So very balanced to get that many guys, though, in the scoring column. In terms of the field goal percentages, Shepherd shooting 57% from the floor. 8 of 11 from downtown. Dylan, as you mentioned, a lot of those threes going the Rams' way compared to Seton Hill, who's just 4 for 10. That's 73% as Shepherd. 40% is still good from shooting. But
here's the thing. 73% unlikely to be sustainable, but we've seen crazier things. I mean, a lot of those shots were open, so you should make your open shots.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
It's just tough to consistently make those threes. 57%, 50% from the floor for both teams. Free throws, Shepherd hasn't even attempted a free throw, so that's something that you maybe would try to do. It is sometimes hard, though, to get those free throws against the zone defense, but you mentioned it. Seton Hill's been very disciplined on the defensive end. 6 of 7 they've made from the line. Rebounding is even at 13. So nothing really too different about that. And turnovers, only 7-6 Shepherd. So overall, it's been pretty balanced. The Rams, though, have done some good things, especially at the three-point shot to kind of help build that 4-point lead.
Yeah, I will say that there's a bit of a discrepancy between some of our live stats. Have Daniel McLean Corley as having 13 and Michael Cooper having 6. I had it down as McLean Corley with 10 and Cooper with 9, so I think there was a three-pointer on the live stats assigned to McLean Corley.
I thought Cooper hit 3 of them.
And he did. The stats that we just received, courtesy of the Shepherd Sports Information Department, has what I had, which is McLean Corley with 10 and Cooper with 9.
Okay. Thank you for that correction, because I thought that was wrong, but I was like, they know better than me.
I thought it was too. And I guess it turns out that 2 out of 3 at least. So we'll say that that's right.
All right, sounds good. 40-36 our score here at the half. We'll take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, Kyle McLaughlin back in the studios in Martinsburg. We'll have the halftime scoreboard show. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Back in 2 minutes.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Welcome into the And One Halftime Scoreboard Show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. At the half, it is Shepherd leading Seton Hill 40-36. We'll now take a look around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference with the delay to the opening tip of the Rams-Griffins game. A majority of the PSAC already well into the second half. We'll start off with 4 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in regulation between Lock Haven and Pitt Johnstown. It's Lock Haven leading PJ 70-64. 16:13 remaining in half number 2. That can't be right at all. Double checking the time here. I guess it is. Wow, what a first half output. No defense being played in this one. Still 16-13 left in the second half. It's Gannon 82, Bloomsburg 63. 8:53 to go in the second half between Clarion and Mansfield. It's Mansfield up 61-51. Halftime between California and Millersville. It's 37-35. Cal U on top. 14 and a half minutes left in the second half between Mercyhurst and East Stroudsburg. It's East Stroudsburg up by 1, 34-33. 8 minutes, 22 seconds remaining in half number 2 between Westchester and Slippery Rock. It's Westchester up 68-64. 18 minutes to go in the second half between Kutztown and Edinburgh. It is the Golden Bears up by 2, 36-34. And with 4 minutes and 21 seconds left in the second half, it is IUP up by 10 against Shippensburg, 86-76. That's your And One Halftime Scoreboard Show. Again, at the half, it is Shepherd 40, Seton Hill 36. We'll step aside, take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll send it back to the Butcher Center at Shepherd University with Nick Verzolini and Dylan Bishop ready to get you through half number 2.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Hi, I'm Lori.
And I'm Dave. It's hard to believe, but Bechtel Jewelers is going out of business. Before we close, you can save up to 80% off our entire inventory of gold, diamonds, watches, even unique estate jewelry.
Everything in our inventory must go. And now we've taken deeper discounts store-wide. So help Santa out early this year and visit Bechtel Jewelers before it's too late.
I think of a John Bosco, maybe.
We welcome you back here to Shepherdstown, West Virginia. Our score at the half, it is Shepherd 40, Seton Hill 36. As we get ready for the start of the second half, Nick Verzolini alongside me, Dylan Bishop. Our second half is brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to fordofhagerstown.com, as well as Smallwood and Small Insurance in Martinsburg, your total insurance solution at 121 Administrative Drive. Call 304-263-3361. Dylan, what are some things you'd like to see from these two teams here in the second half?
I think that Shepherd can still play a bit better down low and more disciplined when it comes to fouling. They only had 6 fouls, but I think that there's still a little more discipline that they can show down low in the post. They're doing a good job of making sure that Seton Hill can't get off the three-pointers. As you know, Seton Hill's only 4 for 10 from downtown, but they're still shooting 50% from the field overall, which means that they're over 50% from 2, 9 of 16. I think you can do a little bit better down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very physical Seton Hill front court, so that's made it, I think, a little bit tougher for Shepherd at times. But here's McLean Corley for 3, and it's good. Shepherd starting the second half the same way they started the ball game, with a DMC 3 from Daniel McLean Corley.
Keep giving it to him. Feed him if he's going to be shooting the ball at that sort of clip.
Yeah.
He was 3 for 4 in the first half. Only 4 shots.
He's been very effective.
See, that was Michael Cooper's line. 4 for 8. 2
now
of 4 from
now you're
downtown.
getting them confused.
Yeah. Someone in the live stat department got one of their shots confused, it would seem. But now I'm over here getting the stats confused.
It happens to the best of us.
Exactly.
Here's high post for Moon. Good pass underneath to Whitaker, but it's through his hands and out of bounds. Shepherd will get it back here at 43-36 Rams, 19:21 to go in the second half. Another thing that was somewhat noteworthy is that the first half got off to a very long start in terms of rolling without a break, and Shepherd kind of got off to a slow start. They then started to settle in and played really good toward the end of that first half. As here's high post to McLean Corley. Spin move, jumper no good, tipped around and eventually rebounded by Drew Green.
It's a good effort by Marcel to try to get to that one.
Green from Baltimore drops it down to Whitaker. Whitaker's shot no good. Marcel tips it into the hands of McLean Corley. Shepherd back the other way now. Turnover. Brewer just ripped it away, and Brewer looking to run. Moon with the high screen. Brewer over to Green. Bounce pass to Mice, wide open in the corner, off the back of the rim, no good. But an offensive rebound, shot no good, rebounded by Poffenberger.
Marcel's playing really good defense these first few possessions of the half.
Jordan into the lane. McLean Corley, nice head fake. Three-pointer on the way is no good. But Poffenberger is there, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
Now, there is such thing as being too wide open, I guess, because McLean Corley missed perhaps his most open shot of the night.
Well, he did have to make a move before taking the shot, sometimes catching in rhythm. A little bit easier than off the bounce, or typically is easier than off the bounce. Just 18 minutes to go in this ball game, 43-36, and Poffenberger with a miss from a charity stripe.
Yeah, Poffenberger hasn't shot a whole lot of free throws so far this year, only 11, but he's only shooting 45% from the line. 5 out of those 11 going in. Now he's 5 for 12.
This is Shepherd's first trip to the line here tonight. So Poffenberger goes 0 for 2, and the guy that, at least early in his career, known as a stretch 4 type big.
Yep.
You'd expect him to shoot a little bit better from the line, but like you said, not a ton of trips there so far. Here's a Moon 3. That's in and out, no good. McLean Corley tips it into the hands of Whitaker. Whitaker goes up strong, can't make the layup, and ends up in the hands of Mice. His 3 is good. Gotta watch out for Ryan Mice. If he gets going, Shepherd could be in trouble.
I'm not liking the defensive boxing out from Shepherd so far in the first couple minutes of the half.
Down low to Marcel. He gets fouled and can't quite get it to go, but we'll head to the line. Shoot 2. So the Rams getting a few more trips to the free throw line here in this second half. 17-17 to go, 43-39. Rams on top. Marcel to the line for 2.
Yeah, he's gone to the free throw line even less than Poffenberger so far this year. Only 6 attempts, 5 have gone in.
Continues to shoot well, though, when he gets there.
Yeah, make it 6 of 7.
As he knocks that one down, 44-39 our score. Second one is good as well.
Already matching what he did in the first half.
So the Rams lead by 6 here, coming up on 17 minutes to go in the second half. Dribble handoff to Rice. Whitaker into the lane, spin move, good D from Marcel, but Bethereau. The shot is up and good at 45-41. Whitaker tough when he gets going toward the rim. Here's Phillip Jordan. Poffenberger, good pass inside to McLean Corley. Extra pass here to Phillip Jordan for 3, and it's good! Phillip Jordan from downtown. The Rams stay hot with the triples. It's 48-41.
Great ball movement there to find the open spots.
Moon into the high post, hands it off to Brewer. Brewer kicks it out. Mice. A lot of moves into the lane to Whitaker. Looked like a travel to me, but I guess he never really lost his dribble.
I think we got a timeout.
Instead, we get a timeout, and we will take a break as well. Here is 16:21 to go in this ball game, 48-41. Shepherd on top. We'll take a 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 on WRNR TV on YouTube.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We're back here at the Butcher Center. I almost said Ram Stadium. Still kind of in my football mode here as we transition into basketball season. 48-41 our score.
You're just so used to seeing Tyson Bajan at Ram Stadium that, when he's...
Is he still here?
Yeah, he's around here. All the stars are out. It's here tonight. You see down by the Shepherd sideline. Shepherd bench side of our side of the court is former Shepherd Rams basketball players Brantley Osborne and Cam Stevens, and then some guy who plays for the Bears or something. I don't know. He's here too.
Yeah. I knew he was back home from Travis's post on Facebook, but
it's the Chicago Bears bye week.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Figured something was going on, and that makes sense. 48-41 our score here, driving baseline. So I'll sign him some jerseys. Not certain what that was just for people or what the case was, but here's Shepherd back in transition now. Jordan off the bounce with the right hand and great finish from PJ at the rim, and he gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
PJ's been great tonight. He had himself 8 points in that first half, and he's already got 5 added on to that first 4 minutes of the second half. 13 points tonight. He's got himself even up with Daniel McLean Corley for the leading scorer.
50-41 our score. Shepherd on top. Jordan's free throws up and good. So the Rams lead it by 10. Just over 16 minutes to go in this second half. Here's Mice with the basketball, dribbling with the left hand into the lane. Kicking out for a Curtis 3, and that's good. Deidre Curtis with a three-pointer, 51-44.
Yeah, just gave him too much room. They've been letting Gillespie be out there at the three-point line unguarded, and he hasn't taken the shots.
Poffenberger nearly turns it over. Shepherd ends up getting it back. 11 on the shot clock. Rams got to get into something. Jordan to McLean Corley. High post Poffenberger. Poffenberger's shot just before the buzzer is no good. Rebounded by Seton Hill. Here's Rice the other way. Over to Brewer. 15 minutes to go in this one. Shepherd by 7 at 51-44. Brewer into the lane. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Philip Jordan called for the foul. And the basket is good as well. 51-46 our score. Under 16 media timeout. This is Shepherd Rams basketball on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 30.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center on the campus of Shepherd University. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop here. Josh Reston, our cameraman, and back in the studio is Colin McLaughlin. 51-46 our score, just over 15 minutes to go in the ball game. Dylan, going to the line here is Seton Hill, but overall, I mean, Shepherd continues to play well. It's been a really entertaining ball game throughout, and both teams playing hard, playing well, and you obviously want to get off to a good start here in PSAC play.
Yeah, I think Seton Hill's found a little bit more of an offensive rhythm here in the second half. They made some tough shots that they haven't made, or didn't make in the first half, but Shepherd stayed hot themselves when it comes to shooting, especially from downtown. Like Philip Jordan already with 6 points in the half in the first 5 minutes. And DC, Daniel McLean Corley, already added in another three-pointer of his own. So I think we're in for a good one. A good last 15 minutes of this one.
Brewer's free throw is up and good. So it's a 4-point game once again as we roll under 15 minutes to go in this one. Shepherd 51, Seton Hill 47. Shepherd trying to get into that high post for McLean Corley. They do find him now. And he'll go to work. 10 on the shot clock. McLean Corley into the lane. Floater, no good. Rebounded by James Rice. Rice into the corner. Here's Brewer. Marcus Banks. I haven't seen him since early in the half. McLean Corley takes it away. Over to Jordan, three-pointer. Good! Philip Jordan and the entire Rams are nailing it.
It was a long two.
Yeah, it ended up being a long two, but still an impressive-looking jump shot from PJ. And the Rams up by 6 at 53-47.
He's got 16 points now. He's been hot.
Scalaventis back in the ball game. Here's Brewer with a long three, no good. Rebounded by Banks. Under 14 minutes to go. Banks off the Marcel screen. Shepherd has been getting late into the shot clock quite a bit here in this second half, and then finding their offense. McLean Corley into the high post for Robinson this time. He'll look to go to work against the bigger Moon. Back out to Banks, 5 on the shot clock. And Banks with the travel. Just looked like he kind of got a little bit lost with the basketball in his hands.
The freshman mistake there. He needed to give that ball up to McLean Corley or Philip Jordan right next to him.
That'll happen from time to time.
So DC's getting what will probably be a short rest on the sideline as Michael Cooper has come in for him. And Poffenberger checks in for Marcel.
Yeah, we'll see Now Shepherd's able to hold without McLean Corley on the court. Like you said, Dylan, shouldn't be too long. Coming up on the under 12 media timeout here in a little bit, so get him a chance for a little extended break as that shot's up and good. 53-49 our score. Jordan brings it across half court. This is a different look, though, for Shepherd. It's Banks in the high post. Haven't seen that so far. Cooper's here in the corner. Poffenberger underneath. Shot no good. Seton Hill have a chance to get right back into it at 53-49. Brewer make it a one-possession game.
I think Poffenberger needed to back down his defender a little more. He had 5 inches on his defender down there.
Shot is no good. Rebounded by Jordan. Jordan has it taken away. No foul called.
Sloppy.
Back the other way goes Green. And now a foul called against Seton Hill.
Well, the foul differential's starting to go a little bit the other direction compared to last half. There was 6 fouls on Shepherd in the first half and only 2 on Seton Hill. And so far, we've got 4 on the Griffins and only 1 on the Rams.
Yeah, it seems like Shepherd's done a good job defensively, staying away from those fouls. And the one foul called on Shepherd I thought was a little bit controversial. So
questionable, you could say.
Yeah. Of course, we don't have the best angle of the baseline from here, but we have a good angle here up top to see most things, and didn't look like a whole lot of contact at least. Here's a Robinson 3. That's in and out, no good. Good rebound on the other end from Gillespie.
Oh,
and he's down.
Yeah.
Landed awkwardly. You hope everything's good here. Never good when you land weird on either your ankle, and I think he...
Yeah, I think it might be that left ankle. He doesn't really seem like...
Not certain there, but...
It seems like that left leg he doesn't want to put much weight on. It did kind of get caught up under Poffenberger.
Yeah, I mean, always, it's tough when you're going up for a rebound or whatever the case may be, and you land kind of awkwardly on the court. It's one of the more dangerous plays, but he is now walking, so that's good on his own power. So I think Gillespie appears to be all right. We got the other 12 media timeout, 53-49, our score, Shepherd on top. We will take a 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center. 53-49 our score. Shepherd on top. Between Shepherd and Seton Hill. Nick Verzolini alongside me. Dylan Bishop. Looks like Gillespie is trying to come back in, or at least trying to get that leg/ankle feeling better. Taking some jogging on that far side, and looks pretty good, so that's good to see. Doesn't appear to be anything too serious. Even if he can't come back in the game, he'll at least be probably good to return at some point throughout the season. So
well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you land, again, in kind of a weird, awkward situation, but everything appears to be all right here. So Moon over to Mice. 53-49, Rams on top, 11:30 to go in this ball game. Dribble drive, kick out, Mice three-pointer from the corner is no good. He gets his own rebound.
The rebounding on the defensive side is not there in the second half of the Rams so far.
Mice drives into the lane, kicks it out. Good move there from Whitaker. He'll go hard to the paint. Out to Moon for 3, and that's good. 53-52. Shepherd leading by just 1 as Moon knocks down the triple.
You don't expect a 6'9" guy to be out there on the three-point line knocking down 3 threes.
Well, in today's version of basketball, we do see that more and more.
Yeah, it's a little reminiscent of Kyle Daggett from here with the Rams a couple years ago.
Banks out to McLean. Corley for 3. No good. Luckily, Poffenberger was able to stay on his feet. As a foul called against Seton Hill. 53-52, Rams on top. They'll keep possession here, and Jordan and Marcel coming back in. Final 10:32. Maybe 1 or 2 more changes throughout the game, but I would think this is mainly going to be the Shepherd lineup on the floor here for this final 10 minutes or so.
It's only really been about a 7-man rotation, counting the guys on the bench. Yeah, they've really only been using the 2 guys off the bench, Banks and Banks and Robinson, excuse me. Yes, I was trying to look at the bench, and the ref was right in his way. It was
I knew who it was, and then it just escaped my mind as well. And I was like,
and that's pretty typical of a Justin Namlick team. He doesn't go deep into his bench because I think a lot of times that Shepherd doesn't really have that deep of a bench.
Yeah, and I think too. I mean, really, non-conference is your chance to figure out your rotation. Here's a Poffenberger 3. That's off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Cooper, but a foul called on the floor.
No, I think that was a loose ball foul.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's going to go on Seton Hill?
On Seton, I believe. Loose ball foul on Seton Hill?
So that's 1-1. So, Shepherd was a little frustrated because they got the easy layup, but now they'll head to the line at least with a chance to still get those 2 points. And it will be
Marcel,
who's been very good free throw shooter so far this season, even though he's had limited attempts. 53-52. Our score, Rams on top, 10-11 to go in this ball game. But, yeah, Shepherd doesn't typically go more than 7-8 guys, as that one's no good. I didn't learn from you, Dylan. Don't mention the stat until after the free throws go in. Scalaventis driving in, kicks it out over to Curtis. Back to Scalaventis now. Into the corner. Curtis head fakes. Drives in, works against Marcel, and gets the layup to go.
Good defense, better offense.
And now Seton Hill's back in the lead at 54-53 with 9:38 to go in this ball game. So it felt like Shepherd had kind of gained control, but Seton Hill's right back in it.
The offense has stagnated a little bit. And Seton Hill has been shooting the ball well all game long, really.
Playing Corley into that high post, head fakes, gets the layup and the foul on Moon. Daniel McLean Corley, when he's gotten it into the high post, it's been pretty tough for Seton Hill to stop him.
Absolutely. He can score at all 3 levels. He can get inside. It's been mostly the outside shot that he's been showing off so far today. A little bit of the mid-range, and now he's finally driving to the hoop, using those long arms to give himself some room to put that ball up off the glass and in. Gets the foul to go, too.
55-54. Shepherd back on top. Free throw is good as well. So that makes it 56-54 Rams with 9:16 to go in this ball game. Daniel McLean Corley now up to 16 points. A layup on the other end. It's Curtis again. We're tied at 56. Jordan over to Poffenberger, top of the key. High post, McLean Corley looking to do more work. He gets fouled again. He'll head back to the line. So McLean Corley with his 16 points has a chance to now become the Rams' leading scorer, as Philip Jordan also has 16. Cooper hasn't gotten it going as much in this second half.
I don't think he's taken any shots yet.
He only has 9 still, but it's mainly been McLean Corley and Jordan for the second half, and McLean Corley knocks down that free throw, 57-56.
Yeah, Cooper really, that first half, it was just he happened to get himself 3 wide open threes in the corner from just standing in the right spot. And those spots just haven't been there for him so far, although he hasn't played the entire half.
Right.
But it's Jordan and it's McLean Corley that are able to get the ball in their hands and create their own shots.
Second free throw up and good, 58-56. And really, Dylan, if Shepherd's going to win games in the PSAC, those two guys have to be on almost every night. And that's who you want to be in those moments. They're your seniors. Here's a Mice three. He's been slow start, but starting to heat up in this second half. And he re-gives the lead to Seton Hill at 59-58 with the corner three.
Yeah, he's up to 11 points. 2 threes hitting this half. Philip Jordan just lost him on defense.
Jordan over to McLean Corley. He lost control of it. Taken away by Rice. Out to Mice. Mice on the fast break. Lays it up and in. 61-58. 8:05 to go in this ball game. Shepherd with the basketball and now trailing by 3.
Bad offense can lead to bad defense. It's a great example of it.
Jordan trying to find something for the Rams offense. McLean Corley. Shepherd with just 8 on the shot clock. Jordan, it's going to be a moving screen called on Carson Poffenberger. And that's another turnover for Shepherd. The under 8 media timeout at 61-58 with 7:40 to go in this ball game. Seton Hill back in the lead and getting the ball back out of the timeout. We'll take a 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
158 were in control, it felt like, for the majority of this one after a little bit of a slow start. Seton Hill had a lead early. Shepherd then had the lead, got it out to 10 at one point. We're playing really good basketball. Seton Hill, though, has just continued to grind things out, getting it back into their kind of game, and they're up by 3 now, Dylan, with 7:40 to go. Seems like the Rams' offense has gone a little flat. Besides McLean Corley and Jordan at times have been able to break through. And then Ryan Mice heating up on the other side has been key for the Seton Hill comeback.
Yeah, I think that Shepherd's not been able to find quite as many easy open looks from 3. Like we mentioned, Michael Cooper had those 3 threes in the right corner in the first half, and he hasn't gotten anything going in the second half so far. And yeah, Mice has kicked it up a little bit. He only got 5 points in the first half, and he's already got 8 in this half.
Pass there goes into the crowd, and everybody appears to be all right. 61-58 our score. Turnover there for Seton Hill, gets the ball back into Shepherd's hands, and a big possession here, Dylan. Even though there's still a ton of time, you don't want to see Seton Hill build a multi-score lead.
Definitely don't. You need to get something going.
Off the screen from McLean Corley. He has it up top now. Over to Philip Jordan. Jordan off the bounce. Good pass underneath to Marcel. He goes up and finishes the layup underneath. 61-60.
Glad to see Marcel finishing that. He missed a couple similar shots like that early on in this game.
Here's the drive. Down low now for Seton Hill. Working it in the post is Gillespie. Gillespie gets fouled. He'll head to the line. 6:48 to go in this ballgame. 61-60 our score, and Gillespie heading to the line to shoot 2.
That's tough. At least that's your 3rd foul of the half. And Seton Hill's already at 9. So any fouls going forward will be 2 free throws for the Rams. So you like to see that. And you still have a few fouls to work with before sending Seton Hill into the bonus.
First one is up and no good off the back of the rim. Gillespie, the sophomore forward, 215-pounder, 6'6". 6:48 to go in the ball game. Second free throw is good. So it's a 2-point game at 62-60 in favor of Seton Hill. Shepherd with the basketball. The zone is expanded out toward half court into the half court trap. High post, McLean Corley. Rams break the trap and now attack the rim. Kick it out, Jordan. Jordan off the bounce. Pulls up, lost control of it on the way up. Gets it back. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Jordan off his knee, lost control.
They're doing too much.
Bounce pass ahead to Rice, tipped away by the Rams and out of bounds. With 6:19 to go in the ball game, it will be Seton Hill basketball, up by 2 underneath.
It was a good hustle by Cooper to make that play, make sure that they couldn't get an easy bucket. He tried to get the call to go, say that they was last out on Seton Hill, but it didn't look like it from here.
Yeah, I thought he got a tip in there. Scalaventis the inbound. He now has it back in his hands, standing in that new Shepherd Rams logo. Scalaventis off the bounce into the rim, and off of Phillip Jordan is the call. It will be Seton Hill basketball.
It was a good job by PJ, get his hand in there. It was good defense, knock the ball away. Couldn't tell from here, really, if it would have gone at last out on Seton Hill. But
17 on the shot clock. Scalaventis up top off the screen. Over to Whitaker. Whitaker into the lane. Scalaventis' three is off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Phillip Jordan. Under 6 to go. McLean Corley. Head fakes. Now he's forced to pick up his dribble and reset. 17 on the shot clock. Rams not really getting into those sets. Need to find the ball right there. Poffenberger.
There you go.
Nice pump fake and good shot. Got it to Marcel in the short corner. Good cut from Poffenberger. He lays it up and in. 62 all with 5:25 to go. Here's a three from Rice on the other end, and he buries it. 65-62. 5:15 to go in this back and forth one here in the Butcher Center. What a way to tip off PSAC play. Robinson initially went to the scores table, now checks back out. McLean Corley pulls up off the dribble, no good. Rebounded by Whitaker.
I don't like that shot.
4:55 to go in this one. Now Robinson back to the table. Whitaker down to the low post against McLean Corley. Drives in. I thought he dragged that foot, and
sure
he did travel. 4:44 to go in this one. Robinson will come in for Poffenberger to go to the bench. So Shepherd goes small, trying to maybe get a little bit more shooting out on the floor and try to match the quickness, I would say, of the Seton Hill lineup as well.
Yeah, see if they can finally find Cooper in the corner, or one of these shooters in the corner. Maybe it could be Robinson as well. It hasn't been there this half.
Don't need the three, down 3 with plenty of time, but
yeah,
if you can get a good shot, I'm with you, Dylan. Nothing really going on this possession here for the Rams. Jordan into the lane, fade away is good. Difficult shot making has been huge from Phillip Jordan here tonight.
They did not deserve 2 points on that possession, but that PJ's just done a great job.
Oh, going up toward the rim is Gillespie. He gets fouled and knocks it down. He's been great here tonight.
He has. He's up to 9 points.
Just contributing in a lot of different ways on both ends of the floor. He'll head to the line when we come back. Exactly 4 minutes to go in this one. Media timeout, 67-64 our score. Seton Hill on top. Don't change that channel. We got a good one here between Shepherd and Seton Hill. We're back in 30 seconds.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha! Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
67-64, our score. Seton Hill on top of Shepherd here at the Butcher Center. Nick Verzolini, Dylan Bishop. Happy to have you with us. Josh Reston, our cameraman this evening, and back in the studio, Colin McLaughlin. 3-point game, 4 minutes to go, and a trip to the line for Gabe Gillespie, the sophomore who's had a big impact on the game. Went down with an injury earlier, came back in. Has just used his athleticism to give Seton Hill a low post presence throughout the game. And really, I mean, the one thing that I think has stood out is Seton Hill's depth and their ability to get a lot of different guys involved. Has maybe been the one thing that you would favor them over Shepherd in this one, but Shepherd's still, fighting hard and playing well as that free throw is no good. Marcel grabs the rebound.
Seton Hill's been missing some free throws. They could have a little bit of a bigger lead.
Our other second half sponsors here, Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to get sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game. Here's Robinson in the high post. Attacks the basket, turns it over. Bounce pass to Mice. Mice goes up. Follow on the putback dunk, but the foul before that. And Mice will head to the line. Our other second half sponsor here, Modern Realty Results. Larry DeMarco. The Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state, they have you covered. 67-64. And 2 free throws coming here for Mice.
Shepherd's just got to get better ball control. I don't know if I can trust Robinson out there over Poffenberger in crunch time. He turns the ball over a little too much. And, well, there you go. He comes out of the game, and it's Banks that comes in, actually. I kind of like that substitution.
Yeah, Robinson.
It's been an issue in the past.
Hasn't really had much in this game. Hasn't seemed to have that much of an impact, at least offensively. 69-64, our score, and Seton Hill extends that lead out to 5. Still plenty of time to go, but Shepherd would like to find some holes in this tough 3-2 zone defense. Jordan over to McLean Corley, and so far it's been close games that Shepherd's been in. I mean, they could
what they do.
Certainly find ways to have a better record perhaps, but they need to find ways to win these games consistently. It was an issue last year for them. Here's the corner 3 from Phillip. Jordan in and out, no good. Marcel keeps it alive, but it's in the hands of Mice. Shepherd down 5, needs a stop. Mice down low. Into the post to Gillespie. He's got a good matchup, but he kicks it out. Over to Brewer. Brewer into the lane. Good head fake. Pass down low to Green. He gets fouled. He'll go to the line. Just seems to be kind of falling apart here for Shepherd down the stretch, Dylan.
Left her feet too early. Yeah, I think part of that could be the short rotation. You see, I think, Seton Hill's been using, I think, at least a 9-man rotation, looking at who's on the bench that I've seen out on the court. And Shepherd's only using 7. So it's a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes.
It's not just the rotation, though. It's the fact that multiple guys have had an impact on the scoring, too. I mean,
yeah.
And typically they're not that way, but they've had a lot of guys step up. Mice has been their leader throughout the season in the points category, but a lot of guys contributing in a lot of different ways, and Shepherd hasn't quite had that, but they're still in it. Both free throws no good. It's 69-64. 2:30 to go in this ball game. Maybe you think about burning a timeout here. I mean, it's a crucial possession at least for Shepherd.
Need to get DC an open look.
And instead he turns it over.
Jeez.
From the senior, Mice.
Forced it.
Had a man wide open in the corner. It's Curtis. He's still wide open. His shot is short, but it's rebounded. Again, it's Gillespie having a huge impact on this one.
And so that's been a problem this entire half. It wasn't so much in the first.
14 seconds on the shot clock. Now 6. Green against Marcel. Good defense. Shot is blocked by Marcel, and the Rams get it back. 1:44 to go. Shepherd needs a bucket. Banks in transition. Over to McLean Corley. Poffenberger wide open there in the corner. Don't want to force it, though.
Yeah, it would have been tough across the court.
Banks, mid-range. Jay on the way is no good. Rebound underneath and a foul.
And I believe that'll be the 7th foul of the half. So into the 1-and-1. The Shepherd just, like we mentioned at halftime, we saw that they were shooting over 70% from three-point range. That kind of shooting is not sustainable. The greatest shooting teams of all time, look at the 2016 Golden State Warriors. Even they don't shoot 50% from three in across the season. They might have a few games here and there where they can get up to that mark, but just a team like this, especially not known for its three-point shooting, that was not going to be sustainable. And it hasn't really been missing threes. They haven't really gotten the open looks. It's been tough for them to find good shots in the second half. The Seton Hill defense has done a better job.
Yeah, I mean, they've locked down. They've played tough. They made some better adjustments, honestly. And I think that's been kind of the difference. Like, Moon hasn't played a ton because he didn't match up that well with some of the speed of Shepherd. Even though he was doing some good things offensively, they kind of took him out. And honestly, it's helped on both ends.
Yeah, the smaller lineup.
McLean Corley for 3 is off the mark, no good. 70-64 our score. 1:10 to go in the ball game. Shepherd still has a shot, but it just feels like it's slipping away from the Rams. And like no timeouts here down the stretch or anything to try to reset the pace, reset the offense, get a good shot. There's nothing really being adjusted from Shepherd. And here we see the timeout, the 6-point lead. Taking on the Seton Hill side, 12 seconds on the shot clock. 70-64 our score. We'll take a 30-second break. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube.
Hi, I'm Lori.
And I'm Dave. It's hard to believe, but Bechtel Jewelers is going out of business. Before we close, you can save up to 80% off our entire inventory of gold, diamonds, watches, even unique estate jewelry.
Everything in our inventory must go. And now we've taken deeper discounts store-wide. So help Santa out early this year and visit Bechtel Jewelers before it's too late.
We welcome you back here to the Butcher Center. 70-64, 52 seconds left. Shepherd has 3 timeouts, so if they're able to get a possession back here and keep it at a 2-possession game, anything can still happen, but with 10 on the shot clock, you need to stop. Mice with the ball in his hands for 3. No good. Rebounded by McLean Corley. Rams got to go. Try to get in there. Offense is set before they're able to get back on defense, but Seton Hill just moves so quickly down the floor and already in that 3-2, which has been so tough for Shepherd to find anything in this second half.
Yep.
Jordan over to McLean Corley. Into the corner for Banks. Head fake. Trying to get a 3. McLean Corley from way downtown. They didn't even necessarily need to force up a 3, but they do. Mice now is fouled in the backcourt by McLean Corley. That's number 8 on the Rams. Still 1-1, 18 and a half seconds. It's going to be very tough here, Dylan, down the stretch.
You put it right way earlier, Nick. The Seton Hill defense is locked down. It's just been tougher to find those open looks. Seton Hill saw where Shepherd was getting those looks. The corner 3 was very effective for Shepherd in that first half. Michael Cooper got 3 of them, just wide open. They were able to get into the middle of the defense. I don't think Shepherd's done quite the same job of getting into the middle of that Seton Hill defense, though. They haven't been able to really pass it in with that triangle, into the high post. And from there, it's been harder to find those looks. If you can't penetrate the middle of that zone and be able to have that guy get into the paint with the ball to be able to kick it out to those open looks on the wing or the corner, you got to get it there first, and they weren't really able to. It's credit to Seton Hill's defense.
72-64. I mean, essentially against the zone, you have two places you're trying to get the ball. If you don't get it there, it's very tough. Phillip Jordan with the layup in the lane, no good. Jordan gets the rebound back. Has to chuck up a three, but this game is over. He's fouled on it for whatever that's worth for 5 seconds here. 72-64. This one's frustrating, I think, if you're the Rams, because
it is.
Especially this final few minutes. You know, not so much that you lost the game, but it just felt like in these last few minutes, Shepherd really didn't do much on offense and still had a chance. They had multiple opportunities. It wasn't like Seton Hill was just blowing them out in the second half or pulling away in any dominating fashion, but they did enough on defense, and Shepherd really just lost all of its offensive momentum.
Yeah, it was. It is frustrating, for sure. I think that it's, you still got early in the second half. It looked promising. You were opening up your lead. Phillip Jordan was knocking down tough shots. McLean Corley had 8 points in this half. PJ's got 11, perhaps 12 if he makes this one, but it just wasn't enough from the rest of the team. You got 6 points in this half.
72-66. It's a 6-point game here, 5 seconds. And Seton Hill just getting in and close it out. The Griffins beat the Rams 72-66 here tonight. Again, Shepherd will be back at it tomorrow against Cal, so that's the good thing. You have a quick turnaround, see if you can split the weekend. But we will take a 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, we'll have the post-game show. This is Shepherd Rams. Men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
To the Butcher Center, once again, your final score here this evening. It is Seton Hill 72, Shepherd 66. We welcome you in here to the post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. Again, we are back tomorrow for more Shepherd men's and women's basketball beginning at 1 p.m., 12:45 pregame show. But let's go ahead and just jump into our post-game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. We'll start with Seton Hill since they got the win here tonight on their side of things. Green with 4. Let's go Scaventis with 7, Moon with 11, Whitaker with 4, 17 from Mice. He had a good second half to lead the way for this team. Curtis with 10, 5 for Rice, 9 from Gillespie, and 5 from Brewer. Some other stats that kind of stand out here in this ball game. 6 rebounds for Gillespie, 5 for Mice, 3 assists for Gillespie as well as 2 blocks. 3 steals for Curtis. Just really good contributions from a lot of different guys tonight for this Seton Hill team. On Shepherd's side, didn't use as many guys. Still had some good performances. Phillip Jordan with 20 points. 6 turnovers for him, 6 assists, 7 rebounds. Cooper had the big first half of the 9 points. That's what he finishes with. McLean Corley with 18. Second on the team in scoring here today. 2 assists and 2 rebounds as well as 4 turnovers. Marcel had a solid game, 6 points, 4 assists. I'm sorry, 4 assists and 6 rebounds, excuse me. Poffenberger, 8 points, 6 rebounds. Banks with just 2 points and Robinson with 3. Dylan, as we kind of wrap it up here, I guess just your thoughts on this one tonight. Kind of talked about it during the game, but if you were to summarize it, how do you feel about this one?
The offense just sputtered out as the game went on. They weren't able to, and it's like I said during the end of the game, it's mostly, I think, a credit to the Seton Hill defense. They were tough, and they flew around the court. They did a good job of not letting Shepherd have those open shots that they had in the first half, and it led to, not getting a whole lot. And I mentioned it right at the end. They only got 6 points in the second half outside of the duo of McLean Corley and Jordan. They got 4 points, all from the free throw line from Stephen Marcel, and they got 2 points from Carson Poffenberger. In the first half, Poffenberger had 6, Robinson had 3, Marcel had 2, Banks had 2, Cooper had 9. And you only get 6 total points from that group in the second half. And I think that's the difference. PJ and DC are able to create their own shots off the dribble and make those contested shots. The rest of those guys, they have to work to find their points. They need to be open. You have to move the ball around to get to them. And against a good defense, that can be tough. And that's what we saw in the second half especially. I think that's the credit to Seton Hill. They didn't let those guys like Poffenberger and Cooper, Banks and Marcel get going.
In the closing minutes, Shepherd just didn't play well. They led 58-56 was their last lead. They finished the game 72-66. At one point, they had their largest lead in the second half. It was 51-41. Yep. The game finishes 72-66. So definitely some frustrating ways to end the ball game. But, again, the Rams are back tomorrow. Hopefully they can bounce back and play a complete game against a tough Cal team. But let's get into our awards, and then we'll wrap it up here, Dylan. Rejection of the game brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
I enjoyed the block that Daniel McLean Corley had on the last shot of the first half when Shepherd was up 4 points, 40-36. Seton Hill tried to put up a shot there at the end, and McLean Corley came in and timed it right as they were trying to put up a shot before the buzzer, and he rejected it.
Yeah, there was a nice one by Marcel toward the end too.
There was. That was my other candidate. Yep.
What about moment of the game brought to you by WV Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center, leading healthcare here and everywhere.
I have to go with the and one that Kedrick Curtis had towards the end of the second half as Seton Hill was starting to make their run or, start to pull away a little bit, you could say. I think that was part of it. It didn't really feel like there was one moment or one run that really led to Seton Hill. It's like this is the point where the game changed. It was just kind of a slow chipping away, a chip away here and there, that eventually Seton Hill slowly but surely was able to go from being down 10 at one point to winning this game by 6.
Finally, our player of the game brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
I think it's got to be Ryan Mice. He ended up with 17 points, 12 of those coming in the second half. Only had 5 points at halftime, and he comes through with a 17-point performance. There was a lot of guys on Seton Hill that you could have given that honors to, and I could have even gone the other way and said that Philip Jordan with 20 points had himself a great game. DMC had himself 18 as well, but Seton Hill gets the win. Ryan Mice with 17 points. He had himself a great second half. Got to give the honors to him.
And that's fair. I kind of like my guy Gillespie, even though he only played 11 minutes. But to put up 9 points, 3 assists, 5 or 6 rebounds.
That is impressive.
And the 2 blocks as well. That's kind of my choice there. But I like your choice as well. Mice, clearly, they needed his offense to win the game. And once he got going, that kind of helped the whole team elevate it. But I thought Gillespie's impact, just as a shout-out there, 11 minutes of work to do that many things. It's kind of like a Best Supporting Actor award at the Oscars.
Yeah, there
really
you go.
stole every scene that he had an opportunity to be a part of.
A real J.K. Simmons type.
Yeah. Anyway, that does it here for us. Again, we are back tomorrow here at the Butcher Center for more Shepherd Rams women's and men's basketball. 1 p.m. tip for women's, and then about a 3 p.m. tip for the men's. But once again, your final score here for the men's game, 72-66. Seton Hill beats Shepherd. This is Shepherd Rams men's basketball on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. Have a good night, everyone.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
WV Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Dr. Hafiz Subair and Dr. Casey Martin, Pulmonary and Critical Care. Dr. Kyrie Horsley and Dr. Alan Tenzar, Podiatry. Dr. Layla Elder, Family Medicine. Dr. Jack Gelman, Plastic Surgery. Dr. Brianna Barr, Hospitalist, and Dr. Jonathan Moss, Family Medicine and Transitional Care. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth? I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers. The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different. We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why. The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve. Google Skinner Lawyers or go to SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome to the And One Postgame Scoreboard Show on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. The Seton Hill Griffins sweep the night, getting a win in the men's game 72-66 over the Shepherd Rams, as the Rams now fall to 3-3 on the year. Let's take a look around the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Final score, Lock Haven 80, Pitt Johnstown 66. The final score in that one. Looks like things finally wrapping up in a major high-scoring affair between Gannon and Bloomsburg. It says there's still 2 seconds left, but Gannon will come out on top. They lead 124-111. That's right, you heard that correct. 124-111. Gannon beats Bloomsburg. Final score, 77-75. It's Clarion getting the win over Mansfield after trailing at the half by 14. Clarion comes back and scores 52 in the second half to get the 2-point win. In overtime, 26 seconds left. Ball with California, PA. They lead by 3 over Millersville in overtime, 88-85. Final score 65-64. East Stroudsburg narrowly defeats Mercyhurst. Final score 84-82. It's Westchester just getting past Slippery Rock. 71-67. Edinburgh gets the road win over Kutztown in comeback fashion in that second half. Then final score, it is Indiana, PA 96, Shippensburg 84. That wraps things up here on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube for this one. Again, tomorrow we will have Shepherd Rams basketball for you, tipping off at 1 o'clock for the women's game. The men's game will follow as they take on California, PA. I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off here. Have a great rest of your night, everybody. This concludes today's coverage of NCAA Division II basketball featuring the Shepherd University Rams in the Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference. Our coverage was brought to us thanks to
Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Rocks, the Dutch Miller Auto Group, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, the Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda, Craig Blair for State Senate, Orsini's Home Store, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Berkeley County Health Department, Hagerstown Ford, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Modern Realty Results, Ollie's, The Palace Lounge, Bechtel Jewelers, Cody's Auto Body, WVU Medicine, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, and the Mountaineer Grill and Pub.
This has been a WRNR and TV10 broadcast.